I'm part of the people that believe that this government has become an apology. You know, when people are arrogantly, disorderly, and unconscionably evil, that's what this government has become. I am telling you. How do you explain that hundreds of people are massacred in Benue under your nose? And the governor is shouting, crying, telling you what is happening. And yet, you do not move in immediately. When one person, an American, was held in Niger State in Nigeria, they deployed all their resources to rescue the person. In Nigeria, you're rather taking resources away from where the insurgents are operating to take them to another place. Zulum said the resources that are needed to fight Boko Haram is being taken away to Northwest. And that is why the insurgency is resurfacing. Why didn't you use that money that that you used to buy your private jet? Why didn't you use it to buy those resources you need for the Northwest, at least as a matter of priority, to prioritize the life and welfare of your citizens? You can still get a private jet when things are sorted out. Why would it be your first priority? After you're removing fuel subsidy, that people are paying 1,000 naira plus for what they were paying 100 naira plus. And you're telling me it was a wise thing you removed subsidy. No, it was a wicked thing. It was not a demonstration of wisdom. It was a demonstration of wickedness. Because people that were earning 30,000 and you increase this fuel first before increasing their salary, how would they survive? So it is not anything secret that we have more malnourished children in Nigeria now than in war-torn Sudan. It was as a result of the wicked policies of making transportation unaffordable. Farmers cannot go to farm because of insecurity. And then you are not prioritizing their security and welfare, but prioritizing the welfare of yourself, your family, and your cronies. You are giving a project of 15 trillion naira for your family business without competitive bid. Then you will renovate, because what Tinubu is doing now is refurbish and rename. They will refurbish existing structure and rename it after Tinubu. A structure built by IBB, the International Conference Center, with 240 million naira. You refurbished with 39 billion naira and you named it after yourself. So also other infrastructure. That's not wisdom. That's wickedness. So I want you to understand that the coalition needs to come in now to salvage this country, because we are heading towards Armageddon. And this is the government that has the audacity to lie. If the inflation figure is going too high, they will rebase it and tell you it's no longer 34, it's 24 by rebasing. So the coalition is very important, and Nigerians are waiting for the coalition. Is it not amazing that when Governor Umeno went to APC, that 3 commissioners, as I heard, said they were not going with him? Even one commissioner had 2 portfolios, risking his livelihood. You can imagine the level that Nigerians detest APC. However, it is not the badness of APC that will make them to go. It will be the goodness of the coalition. So the coalition has to come together in unity, dropping their individual preferences, like I have dropped mine, and whoever wins in a free and fair primary election, every other person should support that person. It's not a game of north or south. It's not a game of zoning. It's a game of survival. When you want to survive, you don't begin to look for any excuse, so that we can take out Tinubu first and have a transitional government that will establish democratic structures and build institutions that will make Nigeria to start growing and developing from there.
There is only one way Peter Obi sits in Aso Rock as president of Nigeria in 2027. Only one way. And that is free and fair elections. Without free and fair elections in 2027, Peter Obi will be rigged out again. And no amount of screaming and ranting and shouting will change anything. So to prevent an empty waste of ranting and screaming, we must do one thing now to guarantee that the elections of 2027 is free and fair. Now, what do we do? How do we make sure the elections of 2027 is free and fair? How? What comes to your mind? Electoral reforms? Okay. Are you sure that Tinubu and his boys will give us the electoral reforms that we need? Okay, I hear you. We will push and we'll pressure them to give us electoral reforms. Let's say, by some miracle and pressure, we get Tinubu to convince his boys, Akpabio and the rest, to amend the Electoral Act and give us electoral reforms, mandatory electronic results, transmission, collation, and presentation. Let's say we have it. Can you beat your chest and say for sure that INEC will not come up with some glitch? Well, I don't trust INEC. So how do we get free and fair elections? How do we make sure that guaranteed 2027 election will be free and fair? There's something we the people can do. And it's called the People's Election Monitor. Vote Vision. With Vote Vision, it's game over for Tinubu. With Vote Vision, Peter Obi is the next president of Nigeria. Guaranteed. Why? How? Vote Vision comprises two components. One is the technology, two is the people. We have the technology, the web application, Vote Vision, but we need the people. You. Will you volunteer? Will you? The earlier we do it, the better. In fact, starting now, since we already have the software, the technology, why not start testing it with the people? And we call these people polling unit marshal. We have about 189,000 polling units. Let's round that off to 200,000. If we get 3 volunteers per polling unit, we have 600,000 polling unit marshals. With these 600,000 polling unit marshals, it won't matter whether Tinubu is 5-in-1, whether Tinubu is the presidential candidate of the APC, INEC chairman, head of security agencies, head of thugs, or the head of the judiciary. It won't matter that even if Tinubu is 5-in-1, with these 600,000 polling unit agents, polling unit marshal, we call them, and the software technology, Vote Vision, it is game over. It is bye-bye to election rigging in Nigeria forever. So the question is, will you volunteer? The link is in the description. Join us. Let us start testing now. We can't wait till next year. We can't wait till 2027. By that time, it will already be too late. We have to test and retest and perfect the whole system before 2027. So if you're interested, you are an obedient, you are a patriotic Nigerian, the link is in the description below. Volunteer now. Let's start testing this software that we have. Let's start transmitting election results from the polling unit straight to our own server to transmit in parallel to whatever INEC does. Even if we succeed to get the electoral amendment and get the electoral reform, we still need this. Because there is no way to guarantee that INEC will not come up with a glitch. There's no way to guarantee. Another beautiful reason why we need to start testing this application now is so we can test its ability to gather evidence, such that immediately the election ends in February, election day 2027, we have all the evidence to defend our votes. Because trust me, with Vote Vision and Polling Unit Marshal, we will win. It will be Tinubu or others going to court. And of course, we will have the evidence to defend it. With the kind of evidence that we gather with Vote Vision, there will be no place for the judiciary to hide. That is why this solution is critical. Push for electoral reforms, do whatever you have to do, but don't miss the opportunity to test out this solution to guarantee free and fair elections in 2027. Leave Tinubu and his boys to continue feeling themselves. I like the way the Object TV media guy puts it. Said they are impressing themselves. They gathered themselves in a room and they are playing drone footage and they impressed themselves. The same thing they did on Democracy Day. They gathered themselves in the National Assembly and in a joint session, they were feeling themselves, impressing themselves. Leave them. Leave the governors to decamp and join Tinubu's APC with the thought that, oh, perhaps Tinubu will help them rig so they can have the easy way out. Leave them to keep feeling themselves. With Vote Vision, it is bye-bye to rigging forever. With Vote Vision, it is a new Nigeria that we know is very, very possible. So let's start testing. We have the software. What are you waiting for? In addition to Vote Vision, there are two other critical things that we need to do. In fact, three. We need Law Patrol. We need not Project Ego now. We need Law Patrol. We need Well Fund. The thing almost ran out of my head. We need Well Fund, and then we need Abundance Party. We need Abundance Party. Details coming shortly. Check the link in the description. Click it, volunteer away. Let us test this application. Let us start fine-tuning our alternative to guarantee free and fair elections in Nigeria. Let me tell you about Abundance Party.